Hello, it's Mike Levin from MikeLevinSEO.com, and yesterday was a great milestone in the Pipulate project where I connected the command line world of typing Python space pipulate.py with the web dev world where you just hit a URL on a website. So essentially I used a second website on the Raspberry Pi that's hosting MikeLevinSEO.com, and I connected it to port 8080, so it's just MikeLevinSEO.com port 8080, and by hitting that it triggers off the question mark replacement, just as if I typed Python pipulate.py, and that opens the door to my next round of work that I'm gonna try and slam out some code today. Yesterday was a lot of, I guess, thought work or figuring out how it all got glued together, whether I was gonna go directly to Flask or whether I was gonna try and use PyGreen for it, or even some other approach. Mixing the websites together, keeping them separate, hosting, you know, one or two websites on the Raspberry Pi, whether to use ports, whether to use, you know, I guess the native Python equivalent of Apache virtual hosts to subdivide websites by domain. So there was a lot of stuff I thought through, and I went for the simplest thing, which is two websites, two separate Python tasks, two separate ports, one Raspberry Pi. Right now it's being hosted on MikeLevinSEO.com, but being free and open source software, this will really be able to, you know, run anywhere. So if you have a Raspberry Pi or even a native Linux or Unix box, you could probably pull this code down, run it natively against either localhost or whatever IP the machine has. And you know, it's designed to be flexible. It's one of the reasons I'm avoiding SSL at this moment, because security certificates are expensive and get tied to the domain you're developing on, and it'd be difficult to make a portable Raspberry Pi device to host this software if it required a security certificate. There's the chance to use SSL, to use secure protocol without certificate verification, and I very well might do that. One of the modules I'm planning on installing, maybe even today, is the requests object, the Python requests object, which lives very nicely with Flask and Verkskeg. I'll figure out that pronunciation eventually, and the Jinja 2 templates, which is kind of the web development stack that I'm using. One of the many Python equivalents to Node.js or Apache or Nginx. You'll remember I'm not using a web server proper. I'm using Python's built-in web server with a bunch of framework files to give you a development environment, templates, that kind of thing. And so today I want to make it a little more sophisticated than just hitting a website and kicking off the Pipulate process. I want to pass arguments, including the website you're on when you click a bookmarklet, any text that's highlighted, and then a third context, which is starting out without a bookmarklet, which will have to handle the CSV file upload and download. And so that's my work today. Thanks for joining me. Join me again later today as I do the coding, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Bye.